this is the thing we probably get the question about. Besides the header, we get a question about this the most, because I think you guys know how important it is to capture your audience when they land on your site, and most likely what they're going to see first is a website banner. But first things first, a little housekeeping. If you're new here to Weeknight website, this is the webinar we do every Friday at 12 p.m.-ish CST, because we love to be here for you. So myself, I've been a web designer for 8 years, over 8 years. Brittany, Travis, all of us have a lot of experience, years of experience in this world, and we would love to come on here and consult on, how you can improve your site, what you can do visually. We can give you feedback even on things like your brand direction, all of that. So anything that has to do with the visual or technical aspect of your website, please come on over to us and feel free to ask your questions. So again, that is weeknightwebsite.com/weekly-webinar. And you're just gonna fill out the little form there, and we can take your site live here in the hot seat. All right, so I have a little lesson for you today.
This tends to be what can make or break a website. When people first land on your website, you really want them to feel absolutely impacted by your website banner, and you want to capture them when they first get there, because they're making a snap decision on whether they're going to stay on your website or whether they are going to bounce. So we want them to stay. So here are some keys to making a banner that is going to help people stay on your site. One is use pre-built hero rows. So what do I mean by this? Well, I want you guys to keep it simple. Remember that you're only trying to get them to do one thing per section. So in your website hero banners, or in your banners in general on your site, you don't need to do all these things. You really just need a headline, a sub-headline, and a button for each section. As your website visitor is scrolling, they just need to be able to do one thing per section. So on Weeknight website itself, on the platform, we actually have pre-built rows all set for you. So if you're in the builder here, when you pull up the builder, it is here and on the right. If it's undocked for you like this, you can actually add it to the right of your screen just by dragging it like that. Also, just a little fun tip, if you guys, if you have a screen that looks like this where it's light, you can actually hit the O key and it will turn dark, which is exciting. So something that you can do here is you go from modules, you go over to rows, and then you go to pre-built rows and go to this heroes section. And here is where you can find all these pre-done, pre-built row templates for your headers. So you can just go ahead and drag these in. And the hardest part, which is like making the decision of what is my banner gonna look like and sizing it correctly and all that stuff, is all done for you. All you have to do is choose what you want your fonts and your buttons and your background to be. There is also another row of these heroes here under the Weeknight website Power Pack row templates. So we can go ahead and delete this, and you can go ahead and add in under hero, there's these guys as well. And these guys are fun because they actually have dual buttons and a little bit different style, a little bit more sleek. So I'll choose this one. But as you can see, the fonts did not appear the same on this one. So I'm going to get rid of that. I haven't chosen fonts for this site yet. I'm just going to stick to my other hero banners. Those felt more clean for me. Okay, so I'm going to choose this. It's an image, it's a coffee cup, all that stuff. I think that for my site, I probably don't need this banner. I mean, these bullet points. I just want the header, some text, and a button. And you can, drag things around, delete things, move things just like you would on any other Weeknight website row that you were creating. So if I wanted to just delete that, maybe I wanted to center this text, I'll go ahead and do that. Centering, and I'm going to center this button as well. Boom. Okay, cool. Now, this is bringing me to key number 2. So after you have chosen what pre-built header or pre-built banner that you're going to use, remember that font choice is key. So Weeknight website comes with Google Fonts pre-installed. So you're going to want to find a tool like Google Font, a Google Font pairing tool like fontjoy.com that is going to help you choose great impactful fonts for your header. So right now, this is giving me the defaults. It looks like, you know, Arial or Helvetica or something like that. Very basic font. So if I want to find a great font, a great Google font, I like to use this tool. It's called fontjoy.com. And basically what you do is you just go here, it'll bring you to this page. And if you click generate, it'll automatically just keep spitting out combinations for you that work together. However, you can make your own combinations. And here's what you do. So you click on this little, I don't even know what to call this little settings widget right here. And then you're gonna click, like, let's say I'm really into an A that looks like this, right? So I'm into the way that this font looks. That means I will lock it down, right? And then if I want to see some other fonts that might work with it, I hit generate, and it's going to find some pairings for me here. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's I'm Fel English and Palanquin, and these are Google fonts, so we can find them on Weeknight website. So then what I would do is I would take note of the names. So this one is Prosa Libre, this is I'm Fel English, and this is Palanquin. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I like to use the second font. I like to use this for buttons and for subheadings. I like to use this for my main headings. And then this is what we call our body text, right? And that is actually our next tip here. Is just like, hey, what fonts do you actually need? So, you know, here at Weeknight website, we have this font for headlines, then we have our buttons and subheadlines and our body text, right? So we want to always choose and reuse across the site the same 3 fonts, and we want to predefine that scheme at the outset. So doing this right at the beginning in your banner will actually help you as you continue to design the rest of your site later. So let's go ahead and apply these to the banner that I just pulled in. Okay, so we have this Prosa Libre font. So that's going to be our H1. So I click on it, and then I'm going to go over to fonts, and let's find it. Okay, Prosa Libre here. Boom. And it looks like in the sample, it looks like it's bold, and I like it bold. So I'm going to make sure that I hit that as bold. And then if you wanted to, you can actually change the size. And now remember, guys, just like normal, if you hit the R key, you can actually change the orientation and the size for, you know, iPad and for mobile. If you wanted it to be a little smaller, like as you can see by default, it's changing to 30 pixels in mobile so that it's not like overwhelming for the user. So the advantage is that when you use these pre-built rows, they have those mobile optimized settings already done for you. Okay, our next font here that we have chosen in FontJoy is I'm Fel English. So let's find that guy. File, I'm Fel English. There we go. And it looks like in the sample, it's actually italicized, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and just make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to make it italic. You know what? Actually, I changed my mind on that. We'll just stick with the default. All right, looking good. And I'm going to make this whole section a little smaller. Okay, awesome. And then, you know, next up we have this button, which it's giving me for my body text. So this is a sub headline. Sometimes I'll add a 4th font for buttons if I'm like, you know, these guys, like, I don't know how this would do on a button. Sometimes I'll just make it the same as my header text. So I'm going to actually do that this time, but I'm going to do something different where I make it all uppercase. So what I'm going to do here is go to font, I'm going to go to my Proza Libre again. And I'm going to do bold. Okay, I think that looks great. And then we did have that third font, which would be for paragraph text. This doesn't necessarily need paragraph text, but I do want to show you how well these all go together. So, all right. And then I'm going to go here in my style. And I'm going to go back here, grab the name, Palanquin, it's called. There we go. Awesome. And I'm going to turn that up a little bit. So there you go. You have a banner, and that took only a few minutes. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. I like the way that this looks, but we do need the last little bit, which is, you know, that's the header. It's a little weird getting in the way here. Excuse me. Okay. The last thing that we want to do here is make sure that we have great background photos. Background photos are absolutely key. So a quick tip is that photo backgrounds, especially ones with people in them, are going to be the most impactful on the internet. So if you can find, you know, if you have photos of yourself that you've had taken, if you have photos of people in your space or enjoying your art or your music or whatever it is that you do, those are probably going to be the best photos to add in your banner, especially if they show eyes. There's a statistic that when people can see eyes in their banner photos, they connect with it, and really it resonates with them a lot more than, you know, just like a hand or a foot or something like that. But definitely try to keep humans in your photos. However, I will say quality matters a lot. So if you have a photo that maybe you've gotten at a photo shoot, you've had a photo taken of you, I would recommend just making sure that you're not using like general iPhone like photos or something like that. You really want to make sure that these are professional and you're using those photos. So I am going to show you a couple examples. So one example is, you know, I have a photo that I've had taken of me at a professional photo shoot by a professional. I said professional. You can do parallax background if you want the photo to kind of scroll in the shot. But I'm just going to do a normal photo background. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my own. Now, here is something else I really wanted to mention. You want to make sure that your photos are landscape oriented, which means that they're more, they're going to be more wide than they are tall, right? You don't want portrait photos. So I have this, where did it go? Excuse me, I'm looking for my folder here. Okay, boom. So I have this photo that I really like. It's a great photo. However, it's more tall than it is wide. It's portrait oriented. And so I just wanted to show you, when I make that my banner, it kind of cuts off my head. I don't have as much control over it, all of that. And so this might not be the best choice for a banner photo. If this is the case, you can totally use this photo elsewhere on your site, but I would recommend finding another photo on the internet that is going to match a little bit better. And so what I recommend for finding great photos is Unsplash. And so if I were here, you know, and I had I mean, obviously I have a website business, right? And so I would type, you know, I don't know, maybe like desk background or something. And like this or this might be a much better banner photo than my face. So I'm going to do this because I like the dark background on this. So I'm going to go ahead and download this photo. And then definitely, guys, these are going to come out very high resolution. So you want to make sure that you use a tool like imagecompressor.com to compress your images. You ideally want them to be under 300 kilobytes is what you want. And so all you do to compress those is you are going to upload your newly downloaded Unsplash photo. And then it's doing a little bit of work for you. It's automatically going to come up with some predefined specifications that it's like, hey, we actually lowered this by 42%. We're going to rock this out for you automatically. But I'm actually going to bring the quality down all the way to 78 and see what happens there. I'm going to hit apply. And then once it's all ready, I'm going to download. And then this is going to be, once I unzip it, that is going to be the photo that I go ahead and add to my site. Another way that you can create a great banner using a photo background is by using Canva. So we've mentioned Canva quite a few times here at Weeknight website because it is a free design tool and it's super easy to use. And they actually have some banner templates in there as well for you. So what I like to do is I go in Canva and I click on, it asks, what would you like to design? And I go to website banner, and it actually already knows like, hey, you probably want this website banner template. So I just go ahead and click that, makes it super easy. It's already pre-sized. Now, here is my one disclaimer here with these Canva website banner templates. So they actually have some predefined. However, you actually don't want to choose a banner that has text on it already because your text is all going to be on Weeknight website. So you don't need to do that. The cool thing though is that they have multiple banners in the same scheme for you. So you can actually kind of use these templates to make design decisions for you. So if you like these templates, you can go ahead and model your website a little bit after them, which is cool. However, I'm just going to ignore these templates altogether and I'm going to create a custom banner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload an image. And I'm going to upload that image that I just got at Unsplash. It might take a little minute, so I'm going to give it some time. It's actually happening pretty quickly for me. All right. And then I'm going to click on it and it will add it to my image. And then I can go ahead and I just drag the edges and it crops it for me. All right, and once I'm feeling good about that, I'm going to delete this. I can just click the delete key on my computer. Once I'm feeling really good about this banner and all of that, I could go ahead and add elements to it. So if you wanted to get all artistic, you can feel free to knock yourself out with this stuff. But again, simple is great. So keep it simple, guys. When you're all done, you're going to hit this download button. And for a banner background, you can either use a PNG or a JPEG. I like to do JPEG just because it's a smaller size, which I like a lot. Because the smaller your images are, the faster that your site is going to load. We have a lot of tools baked right into Weeknight website that are made to make your website super fast. However, it's always great to optimize as you can. All right, so I'm going to replace this portrait image of me with my new image here. All right, so it's just called Untitled Design. You might want to rename that before you upload it, but for the sake of time, I'm just going on ahead and uploading it. And you'll see it's dark because this template actually has an overlay. So if you're like, hey, I have this image that I like as my background, but I kind of want the text to be more visible to see, you can actually choose an overlay for your image. So this is overlay type. You can do color and you can choose your color and you can actually choose how opaque or transparent it is by dragging this here. So let's say I wanted a totally different color here. Let's say I wanted to do like a pink or something, and I wanted it to be a little bit more easy to see. There you go. All right. And, honestly, guys, if this were me and I had a little bit more time, I would work at getting this image to be a better quality, a more high-res image because I didn't love the size that came out of this. I mean, I love it from like a size standpoint, but actually it looks like the background's just like that. Like it's a little gritty in the background. So just be mindful of that stuff. Like take a look at your photos, see like, is it grainy? Is it sharp? Like you really want this image to be as sharp as possible. So we can get away with it here, but I would definitely recommend, scouring the internet for like a sharp image that really resonates with your brand. Okay. And that, my friends, is how we are going to make a great pre-built header. So, I'm sorry, that is, my friends, is how we're going to make a great pre-built banner. All right. And so across your site, basically a lot of your sites are just that. They're just a series of banners. So I hope that this absolutely helped you. I hope that you feel a lot more confident in creating your banners. And I hope that this helps you actually finish your website. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you had a hard time with your banners? And if so, how can we help you? Like, where are you getting stuck? We would love to answer your questions. And as always, please submit your websites for review. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.